Good evening and welcome to the Seth Joyner Show. Despite a huge Eagles win versus Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs, the question that everyone has today is how did the Eagles win this game? And like most of their other 9 wins through the first 10 games of the season, the answer seems to continually be they're resilient, they're opportunistic, and simply know how to win. It's time for my breakdown. This win versus the Chiefs is a big one on so many levels. This was not a must-win for the Birds, but it was certainly a must-win for their psyche, in my opinion. The Eagles had never beaten Andy Reid and were 0-2 versus Patrick Mahomes. Every win in the NFL is hard to come by, but on the road in Kansas City, with the taste of Super Bowl 57's defeat still fresh in their mouths, this game was emotional, personal to some, and daunting given the fact that the home record of the Chiefs is 35-8 since Patrick Mahomes has been their starting quarterback. And Andy Reid's record coming off of a bye is 28-4, including the playoffs. The Eagles came into Monday night's game a 2.5-point underdog. The Chiefs' offense has not been his usual high-scoring juggernaut. Patrick Mahomes has had to work magic with a wide receivers core that's average at best, averaging just 23 points a game and ranking 19th running the ball and 4th in the National Football League in passing offense. But their defense has been the strength of the team this year so far, ranking 17th versus the run and 4th versus the pass, yielding a paltry 15 points per game. The Birds, although owning the best record in the National Football League, have had their own inconsistencies and issues. Jalen Hurts has been banged up. The running game has been hit or miss over the last 6 weeks, and they've had to rely on the passing game primarily to carry them. The defense, while being dominant versus the run, averaging 66 yards per game coming into the Monday night matchup, ranked 29th versus the pass, and have had to endure multiple injuries and lineup adjustments all season long. The bye week came at the perfect time for many players to rest and heal up. Overall, in my opinion, this coaching staff showed tremendous growth in their ability to get out of their comfort zone and do whatever was necessary to get the win. The special teams have become an asset after an embattled season last year. Britton Covey is becoming a viable weapon in the return game. He averaged 17.7 yards per punt return versus Kansas City. And although the punt coverage team was less than spectacular, they got the job done against a shifty and elusive returner in Kadarius Toney. That's my breakdown. On the other side of the break, the co-host of WIP's morning show, Joe DeCamara, will join me right here in the studio to talk about the Birds' big win versus the Chiefs and look ahead to the challenge for the 91 Eagles with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
When you open the BetParx app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParx.
This is Seth Joyner, top analyst for the Birds. I've also analyzed the best auto dealerships, and I drive a Davis Honda.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda. Over 300 cars available. And right now, get rates as low as 0.9% at Davis Honda in Burlington. Plus, you'll get 2 years of free oil changes on every new and used Davis Honda vehicle. See why Davis Honda continues to win outstanding awards for sales and service, including the highest award from Honda, the President's Award. Get to Davis Honda in Burlington.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda.
Welcome to Bridgeview Partners, where IT and business innovation merge. We're not just another tech company. We're your strategic partner in navigating the ever-evolving digital landscape. Our team of experts tailors cutting-edge solutions to fit your unique needs, and ensuring your success is our top priority. Elevate your business with Bridgeview Partners. Discover the power of partnership and tech innovation today. Contact us now to experience the difference. Bridgeview Partners, where innovation meets excellence.
If you understand that success is built on trusted relationships and dependable performance, Mid-Penn Bank is the right bank for you. We're on a mission to prove that the right bankers can make a big difference. We work harder, we get things done, and we're in your corner. With financial centers strategically located throughout the greater Philadelphia region and new locations in central New Jersey, we're ready to bring you the best in commercial and personal banking. Call or visit us today to connect with a professional mid-pen banker. Member FDIC. Go Eagles!
At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at RevXWealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
This segment is brought to you by Davis Honda of Burlington. Welcome back. Joining me now, Joe DeCamara, the voice and co-host of WIP's morning show. Joe, how about them birds?
That was a big win, Seth. That was a very, let me say it one more time, very big win by the Eagles on Monday night.
Absolutely huge. So listen, I can't figure out this team, and maybe you have some answers, but how in the world did the Eagles manage to win that game in Kansas City?
Well, they showed this thing right here, a lot of heart by the Look, obviously the Eagles are an incredibly skilled team, and we all understand that you get guys like A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and some of the players they have on the D-line. I mean, Seth, they are an incredibly skilled football team. That's been obvious. But they also have figured out a way to construct a team that's just got a lot of guys that dig down. They really do. They have a dig down thing that, I think most Philadelphia sports teams have not had to this degree. I think Joel Embiid could take a page out of the, hey, let's dig down and find a way kind of thing. Joel's having a great year, but, we all know he has lacked that come playoff time.
Right.
This team really has a special form of resolve. It was a huge part of how they won. Now, they also won because Kansas City dropped the ball like 37 different times, and that helped. But without that fight, without that resolve, the Eagles would have lost.
Absolutely. So listen, at halftime, it looked like the game was over. Instead of the Birds getting some points with 1:45 left on the clock, Jalen got sacked twice, and they gave the ball right back to Kansas City with 45 seconds left on the clock, resulting in another 3 before the half. They go in 7-17 at the half at that deficit. Where does the team find the resiliency in a situation like that to just never say never, Joe?
So a couple of things to me stand out. I'll break it down 3 ways, Seth. Sirianni, the way he's wired. Hurts, the way he's wired. And then I think you got to give props to Howie Roseman also for how he constructed this roster. I think all 3 elements are major here. And so it plays into what we were talking about a moment ago, just having a whole bunch of guys that dig down. And I think it's the way they were constructed. I don't think they would have won this game, for instance, with Chip Kelly. I don't think they would have won this game, for instance, with Carson Wentz. But they from a leadership standpoint, they're wired the right way, and a roster construction standpoint. Howie has found guys that clearly have that ticker, that Philadelphia ticker, to just keep fighting. I think that was a huge part.
So speaking of the leadership, let's talk about Nick Sirianni and his 2 coordinators, rather. They both showed me something Monday night, some growth. This staff was out-coached in the Super Bowl last year, Super Bowl 57.
Yes, they were. Look, I don't think the Gannon thing was as egregious as a lot of people thought. First off, the Eagles defensively, I can't believe we're talking Super Bowl, but let's do it. All right. So I thought Gannon had a great first half. No one ever talks about that anymore. Mahomes only had 10 points in the first half. I thought that was a really good job by Gannon. Obviously, there were, I believe it was 10 points. There were some short, there was the defensive touchdown, the whole thing. Okay. I think it was 7 points, actually, now that I think about it. So I thought in the first half, the Eagles played well. Second half was a bad half for the Eagles, from a Sirianni standpoint, from a Gannon standpoint. And yes, yesterday was a flip the script. How incredible, Seth, for the Eagles in the Super Bowl to be up 10 and lose, and yesterday at halftime to be down 10 and win. It's unpredictable, but it does seem like I like the adjustments that Brian Johnson made. I thought the play calling, criticized by some for a little Mickey Mouse, rinky-dink, dump it here, dump it there, all these screens. But I think it was born out of the fact he didn't think that the offensive line was doing a good job protecting Hurts, which they weren't. And I think he was trying to get the ball out fast. I thought it was a wise adjustment. You saw some screens start to DeAndre Swift and others. So I thought it was a very well-coached second half by the Eagles.
Okay, so let's turn the page and look ahead to the Bills. They look good on Sunday. Albeit against the Jets, they look much better. Many will start this whole thing about this being a trap game. I don't buy that nonsense. Looking past the Buffalo Bills rather, and ahead to the 49ers and the Cowboys on the horizon. How does this Chiefs win affect the Eagles over the next 4 weeks, in your opinion?
Well, I think the biggest impact on beating the Chiefs, I'm going to give you two things. One, it's just huge for the 1 seed. I mean, let's be real. The objective in the regular season is to win your division, and if you're good enough to then also try to win the conference and have home field advantage. So, Seth, I don't think there's any question. Yesterday, the Eagles took a huge leap. And you know Detroit has to be ticked off because, man, that thing was looking like Detroit was starting to smell the 1 seed. So from that standpoint, that's big. But I also think they had to gain so much additional confidence last night. You know, this is one of those things. I mean, I had the opportunity to talk to Brandon Graham on my show, and obviously the Eagles already are confident, and obviously they already know they have resolve. But that was another level. Mm-hmm. You know, that was another level of like, we got this in our bag now. They got to wake up and think that after the game. So I think that helps them for the next month. And as it relates to the Bills game, I don't see it as a trap game. Now, I will tell you my greatest concern about the Eagles with the Bills is just the short week, which is a different issue.
Right.
I mean, the Eagles wake up on Tuesday morning after flying home, sleeping on the plane, wherever, you know, that's not easy. I mean, the Bills have already been preparing for 36 hours before the Eagles can really even get there. That's tough. Trap, I don't buy it because I don't think the Eagles are wired that way. Short week, I think that's the bigger problem.
Okay, so the Bills last week found a running game, and I think it ignited their offense. The Eagles, on the other hand, gave up 121 yards on 20 carries in the first half alone after just averaging, coming into the game, 66 yards per game. Are you concerned with this run defense?
Not really, because I think they've got enough of a track record that you can believe in them. Look, obviously, as you said, the Bills did what they did, you know, on Sunday. But I think the Eagles have proven enough in there that it's not something I worry about against Buffalo. I will tell you this, Pacheco, though, he's better than I thought. He really is. That guy's pretty tough. Yeah. He's a tough dude. He obviously got him in the Super Bowl to an extent. He got him last night. Eagles were able to pull it out. No, I'm not worried about the run defense against Buffalo. I think the Eagles will handle their business there.
Okay, so lastly, I know you don't like to give predictions, but I got to ask you, just because you picked the Chiefs last week to win this game, who do you like, Bills or Eagles?
First off, like, why? Like, we're kind of buds here, Seth. Why do you get? That's not cool. Yeah, I picked KC to win.
It's good TV, man.
It's good. It is what it is. So yes, I picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win that game. It is what it is. Great job by the Eagles winning it. I think the Eagles will beat the Bills. Look, I don't think the Eagles are about to win the next 4. I mean, if I had to pick them game by game right now, I'd still be picking the Eagles a lot for the next couple games. Mm-hmm. I think it's really unlikely they go 6-0 in the 6-game stretch. Now, before the 6-game stretch began, I said I think it's impossible. Will I say it's impossible now? No. It's now not impossible. They actually could, because they just got the toughest one in their back pocket. In KC, you kidding me? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, Seth, that was one of the great regular season wins the Eagles have ever had. I mean it.
Wow.
I mean, I think of your regular season wins and some of the big ones, the body bag game, the House of Pain game, you know, the Bounty Bowl, different implications. Obviously, we think after you, we think of, 44-6 beating Dallas and, and the 08 season. I mean, there have been some memorable games, 4th and 1 versus Dallas in 95. There have been some really, really memorable regular season wins in the history of the Eagles. This was probably, I'd say, the first time since the Eagles either beat New England and Belichick and Brady in 2015 up there, or I got to go all the way back to 94, Seth, when the Eagles beat a San Fran team with Steve Young and Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice and beat those guys 40-8 out there. And that was, I'd say, more impressive because it's 40-8. And I think that 49ers team's better than this Chiefs team. But this is one of the great regular season wins I've ever seen the Eagles get because of who they beat, where they beat, how they beat them, being down the way they were, and with the implications with the 1 seed, and it was Monday Night Football and a rematch of the Super Bowl. And I still believe it was a preview of the Super Bowl. That was a big-time win.
All right, we'll see, my friend. Hey, listen, it's always a pleasure to chop it up with you, talking birds and Philly sports in general. Thanks, man.
Thank you, my pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, bud.
Coming up next, Brad Feinberg is here to help you set your fantasy rosters and lock in your picks for Week 12.
When you open the BetParx app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the energy of being all in, the passion of a perfect parlay, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's another opportunity to win big every day of the week. Sign up for Bet Parks and get a welcome offer today. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
This is Seth Joyner, top analyst for the Birds. I've also analyzed the best auto dealerships, and I drive a Davis Honda.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda. Over 300 cars available. And right now, get rates as low as 0.9% at Davis Honda in Burlington. Plus, you'll get 2 years of free oil changes on every new and used Davis Honda vehicle. See why Davis Honda continues to win outstanding awards for sales and service, including the highest award from Honda, the President's Award. Get to Davis Honda in Burlington.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda.
Welcome to Bridgeview Partners, where IT and business innovation merge. We're not just another tech company. We're your strategic partner in navigating the ever-evolving digital landscape. Our team of experts tailors cutting-edge solutions to fit your unique needs, and ensuring your success is our top priority. Elevate your business with Bridgeview Partners. Discover the power of partnership and tech innovation today. Contact us now to experience the difference. Bridgeview Partners, where innovation meets excellence.
JP Mascaro and Sons is a family-owned, locally operated solid waste service company in business for over 60 years. You've seen the red trucks with the blue elephant that symbolizes strength and reliability. Mascaro is different than other national brands. Like the Birds, Philadelphia is home. They'll take care of all your waste removal needs. They have it all: an experienced workforce, state-of-the-art equipment, a cutting-edge recycling center, and their own disposal facilities. Call 888-MASCARO or visit jpmascaro.com.
At Mandrecchia Law, we win big personal injury cases, but we always tell our clients up front that those cases almost always hinge on how much insurance coverage people or companies have. At Mandrecchia Law, we don't sell insurance, but we're experts at helping our clients make sure they have the right insurance to protect their businesses and families. Do you have the right insurance? Most people don't. For a consultation, visit mmattorneys.com or call 610-584-0700. Mandrecchia Law, aggressive attorneys who get the job done.
This segment is brought to you by Bet Parks. Welcome back. As the season moves along, Brad Feinberg, give him a follow at Brad's Best Bets, is here with his fantasy fades and favorites and some betting picks as we roll into Week 12. Brad, how you doing, my friend?
Outstanding, Seth. How are you?
Awesome. Okay, so let's start off with your fantasy faves for players and defenses for this week.
Seth, I'm going to start out with quarterback Baker Mayfield. You talk about like a redemption story, right? This guy's actually been flat out good. I didn't expect it. Still being priced as one of the cheaper quarterbacks this week, Seth, in a decent matchup versus Indianapolis. I'm going to take Baker Mayfield. The fact he's cheap, decent matchup, like Baker. Running back, Seth, how can you not take Devin Singletary? He's one of the cheaper running backs again. Now you have to monitor Dameon Pierce's injury situation. But last 2 weeks when Pierce was out, Singletary has had 30 carries and 22 carries, over 100 yards both games. He is a smash player this week, again, if Dameon Pierce is out. Wide receiver set, I love Demario Douglas. He is New England's only offense, a plush matchup against the New York Giants, being priced out of the top 30 in wide receivers. Again, as I said, Seth, he is this entire team's offense. I'm going to make you smile on this one, Seth. Defensively, let's say the Philadelphia Eagles. Somehow they're the fourth cheapest defense against a mistake-prone Josh Allen. Sure, I'll grab on that. Those are my 4 underrated spots of the week.
All right, so let's jump over on the defense and players for players and defenses that you're fading this week.
Well, Seth, I'm going to fade Russell Wilson. And Seth, I've been very consistent with this, and boy, I've been right in that I will not go against this Cleveland defense. Russell Wilson is playing better. Give him credit. But no thank you. Being priced in the top 10 against that Cleveland defense, I have no interest. Running back-wise, Josh Jacobs being priced as the top 5 running back this week, Seth. Again, tough matchup against Kansas City. Game script could get away from them. They could fall behind by double digits. No interest in that. And then receiver, the third highest priced receiver this week, Seth, is Jamar Chase. How can he be the third highest priced receiver without Joe Burrow? Now, I actually think they can win this game, but I'm not making him a third highest paid receiver against Pittsburgh's defense. And with the backup quarterback Browning, no thank you. And I'm going to fade the Saints defense. They're the third most expensive defense this week. Why? What have the Saints done? They've been a mediocre offense, a mediocre defense, third priced expensive defense. No thank you.
Now, Brad, if my memory serves me correct, you picked the Chiefs last week. Come on, man. Give me a four-way parlay for my week.
Well, Seth, I have to say this. I can't help myself. It's because of my industry. I look at the process, not the result. Look, if that was a playoff game, I'd be celebrating if I'm an Eagle fan because that's all that counts. But I'll be honest. Kansas City won that game left, right, and up the middle. I don't care that they won the game. The Eagles, from a gambling point of view, from a power ratings point of view, Seth, I'm docking the Eagles for that performance. Not only not raising them, they got outplayed severely. So that's just, I mean, maybe I'm on an island when I say that, but yeah, if you can't count on guys dropping 25 passes a game and win long term. But here's my 4 games this week, Seth. Sorry to go on that little rant. Bengals against the Steelers. You can get a 1.5. Look, Browning, he's no great shakes, but Seth, this is crazy. This is crazy. The Steelers in 11 straight games have been outgained. This is a team that really is a 3-8 team masquerading as a 6-4 team or whatever the record is or whatnot. I think Cincinnati wins this game. I think that Browning's getting a little bit not enough respect. Monday night, Seth, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears key thing is here, getting a field goal and a half, 3.5 points against Minnesota. Dobbs has been great, but with Fields back, more explosive Chicago offense, I say this game's going to be a 50-50 kind of game. Again, getting that extra half point is key. Let's take them plus 3.5 points. You heard me talk, Seth, about Cleveland's defense before. I'm going to take them getting 2.5 points against Denver. I say they win this game outright. Don't love the quarterback play at all, but I think their defense set is so freaking good that they're just going to find a way to win this game. And last step, I'm going to take another underdog. Thursday Night Football. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks getting a touchdown. I'm expecting Geno Smith to play. That's what my sources are telling me. So getting a touchdown in a game like that, I know the Niners are great. I say Pete Carroll and company, keep this game close, probably lose it, but take Seattle getting the 7.
Brad, always great to have you on with me, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Seth. Thank you so much.
All righty. Coming up next, my thoughts and predictions for Week 12's matchup at the Link, the Buffalo Bills versus your 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles.
JP Mascaro & Sons is a family-owned, locally operated solid waste service company in business for over 60 years. You've seen the red trucks with the blue elephant that symbolizes strength and reliability. Mascaro is different than other national brands. Like the birds, Philadelphia is home. They'll take care of all your waste removal needs. They have it all: an experienced workforce, state-of-the-art equipment, a cutting-edge recycling center, and their own disposal facilities. Call 888-MASCARO or visit jpmascaro.com.
At Mandrecchia Law, we win big personal injury cases, but we always tell our clients up front that those cases almost always hinge on how much insurance coverage people or companies have. At Mandrecchia Law, we don't sell insurance, but we're experts at helping our clients make sure they have the right insurance to protect their businesses and families. Do you have the right insurance? Most people don't. For a consultation, visit mmattorneys.com or call 610-584-0700. Mandrecchia Law, aggressive attorneys who get the job done. At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at revxwealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
If you understand that success is built on trusted relationships and dependable performance, Mid-Penn Bank is the right bank for you. We're on a mission to prove that the right bankers can make a big difference. We work harder, we get things done, and we're in your corner. With financial centers strategically located throughout the greater Philadelphia region and new locations in central New Jersey, we're ready to bring you the best in commercial and personal banking. Call or visit us today to connect with a professional Mid-Penn banker. Member FDIC. Go Eagles!
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
This segment is brought to you by Bridgeview Partners. Welcome back. I'm not sure how the Eagles continue to pull off win after win when it looks as though an L is imminent. The good news is the Eagles seem to come through Monday night's game pretty healthy. They'll need some health and luck down the stretch. There were plenty of new wrinkles on both sides of the ball to keep the Kansas City Chiefs offense and defense guessing and trying to figure out what exactly was going on. The psychological effect of beating the Chiefs was a major boost of confidence for this team. I'm not so worried about the so-called gauntlet as much as most are. Not only are the Eagles almost magical in finding ways to win games, I just think that the next four opponents aren't as potent a team as they were believed to be at the beginning of the season or when the schedule came out. The Bills are 6-5 fighting for their playoff lives and have been inconsistent all year. The 49ers, in my opinion, will be the biggest test, but lost 3 in a row. Then got healthy with wins versus the Jaguars after their bye and beat Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. And the Cowboys look great versus the Giants and the Panthers, but struggle against winning teams, although they will be, in my opinion, one of the Eagles' biggest tests. And lastly, you got the Seattle Seahawks, who have been inconsistent behind Geno Smith. First things first, though, the Buffalo Bills were supposed to be a Super Bowl contender coming out of the AFC. But Josh Allen has been a turnover machine, and Sean McDermott has scapegoated Ken Dorsey as the OC 2 weeks ago. The Bills' defense can get after you with the pass rush, but the secondary is susceptible to the passing game. The D-line will have their hands full trying to keep Josh Allen contained and in the pocket. And the Bills will certainly test the Eagles' run defense after they gave up 121 yards rushing versus the Chiefs in the first half alone. In my opinion, Sean Desai is going to need to apply some pressure early on Josh Allen and speed up his clock and force him into some turnovers. The pass rush will need to be much more disciplined in their pass rush lanes and keeping Allen in the pocket. They'll also need to get the linebackers moving around and not give him a pre-snap read or the numbers that are in the box. Because if he thinks he has the numbers at an advantage, he will call his own number and run the football. This should be another great test for the Birds. They're feeling good about their win over Kansas City, and the Bills, no doubt, are feeling better and feeling like they turned the corner with last week's win over the Jets. I still think the Eagles are the team to beat, the better team, and their confidence should be sky high. Not so high to take this team for granted, but high enough to trust, believe, and know that they can and will beat this Buffalo team. I like the Eagles to win 26-17. That's the show for tonight. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week. We'll look back on the Bills game and look ahead to the San Francisco 49ers for an NFC Championship rematch at the Link. Good evening and happy Thanksgiving, Philadelphia. Go Birds.